do 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 to fly away, da da da, do ba 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 ba, chala, head chala, na ni ho na na ni na na, hey na 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 no, chala, head chala. Okay, where did the camera start? The camera start up here. Okay, getting ready for my big, sparking. There's one camera. That's the first camera, I believe. Well, unless there's one at the opening of the gate. Here's a second camera. There's another camera over there. Good morning, smile. You're on candid camera. That is a completely 20th century reference that young people probably will not get. You'd probably know that today as something closer to reality TV and catfishing and pranking. That's okay. 4 cameras. Why are we counting cameras? I don't know. It's something to do. Camera spotting. Good morning. And welcome to Live and Learn, the morning gratitude show, where I start off my day with a little bit of gratitude, and it goes a very long way. Gratitude has been the most stabilizing force in my life. It's an organizational system for your failings. It gets to the heart of the matter, PDQ, pretty darn quick. 5 cameras. There's only 1 camera up here. So far, as we know. Okay, we've gone 5 cameras so far. Let's see. 6. Let's count 7 for the other elevator car, because there are 2 elevators. How are you? Good morning. Welcome to your day. Welcome to your work week. Happy Monday, if that applies. Don't get a case of the Mondays. Let the Mondays get a case of you instead. That's what we say here at the Eric O'Sullivan Network. That's right, the Reverend Sully channel. Or is it the other way around? Woe to you, oh YouTuber. Okay, that's 1 there. 1 there. Another right up there. That's 3. There should be some more over there. So that's 3. There are 2 over there. 3. Another by the door. Oh wow, everything's out of service. It's free ride day. There's a camera above the bathrooms over there. There are 2 cameras over there. There are 2 cameras over there. That's 1 camera. Is there another camera over here by the men's room? No, why not? Is there a camera over here? Wow, there's 1 right up there. There's 2 over there. There's another 2 up there by the top of the door. There's another 1 up there. Okay, so that one kind of covers. I lost count. I could look at the replay and probably make a camera count. Maybe put it on a ticker, some kind of, number. Okay, what happened to gratitude? Exactly. So I start my day off with a gratitude list. This gratitude list has been the most organizing, helpful thing. I've been doing it for the past 6 years. And I pay it forward by telling other people about its benefits. I do it in my own way. So we got 2 up here. So we got 3 cameras over there. 1, 2, 3. We got 2 more over here. And however many I guess there's one over there, and one, like, basically one for every subway car going that way. I'm not counting them all, no. It's 4:59 a.m., 1 minute before the big hour of 5 o'clock. So yeah, we got one there. See? That's a camera. Here's looking at you, kid. They are. Does this have a point? It was gonna. There's a camera over there. See, that's another lift. But funny, there's no camera in the operator booth when they. The camera there, that's always checking me out when I'm like, sitting at the booth, sitting on the bench there. I am grateful for my family, my friends, my faith, my freedom, my health, my union job, a good night's sleep, a solid breakfast, the peace that comes from being a single man my age, my sobriety in whatever form that takes today, with its highs and lows, its peaks and valleys, its wins and losses. It's the road I'm here for. I am grateful for all the U.S. service people, all active service people, all veterans, and especially those who sacrificed and gave their lives to protect our nation, our borders, our values, our culture, our way of life. God bless us all. There's another one over there, of course. Let's see here in the corner. And I'm mostly grateful for you, oh YouTube viewer. And then there are 3 cameras down here. This is the end of the platform. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 in the corner here. And that's, yeah, that's, wow, how many, and that's just the ones we saw. There's got to be several others that we didn't see downstairs in the lobby area by the fare gates. On the other side of the entrance, there are 3 entrances that come in. I took the one from the back. Aha. Alrighty. And those are the cameras of my subway station. Yay. Don't you feel safer yet? I'm wiping off any bird poop. The first thing I do when I get to work, I wash my hands. That's the first thing I do when I get home. I wash my hands. Seriously. I'm a chef. I wash my hands all day long. And I have wiped off the bird poop. It didn't touch anything. There you are. You just start talking about you wiping off the bird poop, and then you're scratching your nose. Now you're touching what? Your collar. And now you're touching. Wow. See, exactly. It's turtles all the way down. I swear. Any other cameras on this side? No. What's that supposed to mean? All of these cameras. I don't know. What it is it's supposed to mean? Is it proof we're in a surveillance state? Are all these cameras made for insurance premiums to cover, this, that, and the other thing? It's probably a little bit of everything. Who cares anymore? One of my my superhero name. I had a superhero or a supervillain. I'm a fiction fan, so these things like about you want to invent a character and some powers, and this guy's name was Argus, and Argus had 100 eyes. It's from Greek mythology. Argus had 100 eyes and couldn't be snuck up on and saw everything. And my idea for a super person with a superpower would be the ability to see things through any lens, anything that's like crafted as a lens. You know, be it from like an old telescope. You know, it's magic, or some kind of science fiction, whatever it is. Make your choice. But Argus would be able to see through every single camera lens on the planet, and probably off planet too. Like that's in like, you know, the more they get to develop their power set, maybe see through the Hubble or the Webb. Wouldn't that be interesting? Would you need the software? Wouldn't you need the software though to filter out things, stack plates? Yeah, shut up. I mean, don't be so. Don't let your reality crush my fantasy here. You know what I mean? With too much intersecting. But you know, that's like, you know, there was this old movie, probably 25 years old. Um, is it a Ridley Scott? No, is it a Tony Scott movie? It's called Enemy of the State with Will Smith and Gene Hackman. And it shows how government was able to access every single camera, like through, you know, hacking, backdoors, password, you know, just like gold key, pass keys, you know what I mean? Just had unlimited access to every single camera to track like Will Smith as he's running away from like, you know, whatever intrigue is found this, you know, poor, just everyman. What does this all mean? I don't know. But it's like, this is the 21st century, 2025. You kind of have to presume you're on camera, with or without your consent. Whether it's someone like me shooting a humble YouTube show with benign intent, people end up in the background, you know what I mean? That's just part of it. Some people get really touchy about being on camera. Why not? You know, consent is a big deal. You know what I mean? But the way people behave in public, so it's like, or even in private, like, where are the cameras? Like I'm at work. Like, I work at a major university in the Boston area. There are cameras everywhere. There are, you know, in the individual offices and workplaces themselves.
Attention passengers, there will be
Like,
a green line
I don't
service between
think
North
so,
Station and Babcock Street
but there
from
are,
Antietam Street
there
from
are
December
tablets.
the
Like, we have
22nd
like
for
tablet
maintenance.
interface stuff
Queue buses to copy a
for
slideshow
records
event.
keeping, and I'm like, I
Use the
wonder
orange line between Back Bay and North
if the
Station.
cameras
Visit
can be turned on
MUTV.com/greenline
and we're
to learn
being
more.
observed when we think we're not being observed. People, it's just human nature. When, like, you know, you always say like people wear masks. Mean literally, not literally, like COVID era. I'm talking about like the figurative masks. Like, there's a real you, and then there's the public you. There's the dad you, the mom you. There's the son or daughter you. There's like the you that goes to work. The you that's on YouTube. In a way, you know, I try to keep it as basic and as real as possible. That was one good thing about meeting the Thinking Critical crew, the comics aficionados back in May. We're all pretty much who we are on TV, on YouTube. So it's that was nice. And but, you know, maybe it goes back to like an old kind of, like, you know, sky god, fear of sky god thing, that the sky god is watching you. And I don't mean that to be pushing down on anyone's faith. No. Just more of like I'm an amateur theologian. There's the historical sky god of human etymology and history and prehistory of all the different cultures. You know, just there. You know, it's the thing. But, you know, the ability to see everything that's going on in creation, keep track of the creations, and monitor their morality and their actions. I come back a lot of times to another 90s movie. It was based on a Carl Sagan book called Contact. And it was right around the time of my big spiritual awakening. That was one of the pieces that fit for me at the beginning. It was that and another 90s movie that won the Oscar for Best Documentary. It was called When We Were Kings. It was about Muhammad Ali and the rumble in the jungle in Zaire against George Foreman and how spiritual he was, like this huge spiritual battery. And it just impressed me, and I fell in love with him spiritually, you know. Yeah, so buttons, as Ma says. But there was two main characters in Contact. The woman, Dr. Ellie Arroway, played by Jodie Foster, who is the hero of the story, and then her opposite, who ends up her love interest, Reverend Palmer Joss, who is played by Matthew McConaughey, and there was like two lines he drops almost in the same scene in Act Two, where we get a message from space, and the more you look inside of the message, there are deeper layers to unpack. So the further you are technologically in advanced, the more you're going to be able to discern this message, and you might find the instructions on how to make an intergalactic spaceship. How does that work? Watch the movie. But it's about science versus faith and things too. So there's this huge meeting. Dr. Arroway is saying, you people, you faith people of faith expect this voice from the heavens. And Palmer Joss walks in. And they met in Act One, had a brief fling, and now they know each other and biblically too. But it's like they hadn't seen each other in years. Now she's in charge of the project, and he is the representative for faithful Earth voices in this huge dialogue that we're talking about. Because now we have evidence of life beyond Earth. And so she's like, "What do you expect this voice from the skies?" And he walks in and he's like, "That's exactly what you got, Dr. Arroway." And then this other thing, look at the Earth. There are 8 billion people on Earth. Do you think that 95% of the Earth's population are having a mass hallucination when it comes to faith, when it comes to, respecting a deity, having a god? So, so back to the sky god thing. So yeah, just look at these in frame. So yeah, so here I am at my little subway station. We have all of these cameras. Still trying to get my reverse hand mojo going. 2 minutes for the train. Cool. So yeah, I don't know. People act a different way when they're off camera. I know that I live alone. And so I act a completely different way when I'm alone than anywhere. I mean, what if there was a camera hidden in my apartment somewhere? Seeing this kind of real me. I sing my little dopey songs to myself, or make strange voices talking to the plants, or even my stuffed Pikachu. If I had a pet, if I had a dog, just imagine imagine the funny videos of humans talking to their pets when they think they're alone. I know.
The first.
Doing chores in my underwear. But it's people are completely different. So, I mean, here you are. We live in a quarter way through the 21st century. We live in this future, and there are cameras everywhere. Maybe sometime just take a minute, look around. There are cameras everywhere. There really are. They're recording you. The smell of weed first thing in the morning. I love it. I miss it. But I did that. Been there, done that.
Attention passengers, there will be no Green Line service between North Station.
Well, the
and
train is
Babcock
arriving.
Street and
Time to
North
wrap up
and
the
East
show.
Street from December
It's
8th
been a nice
to
morning.
22nd for
So
maintenance. Use buses to copy the
don't forget your
slash
cues.
back
Mind your
Use the Orange
blocking.
Line between Back Bay and
Remember your
North Station.
dialogue.
Visit mbta.com/greenline to learn more.
Here's the train, as you always love. First thing in the morning. Here we go. I know. And I am grateful, and I have gratitude. Get to this chair. It's kind of like musical chairs. Oh, there we go. It is like musical chairs. And how many cameras are on the train? I don't see them. They've got to be around though. There's cameras on the buses. There's cameras on our phones. Everyone has a camera. So smile. You're on camera. You probably are. You don't even know it. In your most vulnerable and comfortable private moments. And you could be like, someone could be recording you without your knowledge. So what are you supposed to do with that? Just, I don't know. Be good. Be yourself. I don't know what to tell you. But what I do know is that I'm full of gratitude. I use gratitude every day. I roll out of bed 3:38 any given weekday morning. I'm already got these 12 things to be grateful for. That's my foundation. And I'm blessed. Because it stabilizes my life. It makes me think that there are more things going on that are great than the few things that are trying to make me miserable. It really helps sort that stuff out and helps you organize. Also, a programming note. I'm sorry about I was feeling kind of sick all weekend. I did Wes's show on Saturday, and for the rest of the weekend, I was kind of like in and out of bed. I may or may not have had too much tequila, too much margaritas on Friday night. Alrighty. Well, that's about it. God bless, namaste, good luck, have a great day. Let me know what are you grateful for in the comment section. Smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. It's never been harder to be a small YouTube creator than it is in December of 2025. So start off December the right way and grow together. All right, God bless, namaste, good luck, and we will see you with more videos. Bye-bye.